Okay, so hi everybody. So there was some kind of a technical problem. I have now. I'm trying something new. I hope this works well. So let us try. So let's briefly do a recap of what we have been learning. So uh, there. So what we have been trying to do is multivariate Gaussian, right? So we have been studying about multivariate Gaussians. And after that, this was the first topic that we spent a lot of time studying. Then we looked at derived distributions. Okay. So in the topic of derived distributions, we saw some results. So let me just summarize that. So in the single variable case, so in the single variable case, so let us say x is equal to h of y, okay, and x has a distribution given by fx, okay, so fx of x. This is a single variable case. What we saw is that the distribution of y, okay, is can be given by this formula. Okay, so this we saw. Then we also saw in the multivariate case how this changes. So in the multivariate case, we have basically a vector value function h and a vector y. So what we said is fy of y, these are all vectors now, is fx of h of y. Okay, so this will be all the x1, x2, xn I am representing in terms of y. So there will be multiple components over here, multiple components here. Okay, and then we just looked at that this is absolute value of determinant of h with respect to y. Okay, so this is what we did. Uh, Now, I just wanted to give an example to show you that this is something not very brand new. You have been doing this earlier. So, if you remember, right, whenever we are integrating, so let us say you have a function. So, let's say you want to integrate something with respect to the usual Cartesian coordinates. This is what we will do, right? So now when you want to integrate over some area A, you can actually do it alternatively by integrating over the polar coordinates of in terms of the area A in terms of the polar coordinates. And the function instead of x and y, I will replace x with r sine theta, y with r cos theta, and then we have r uh, d theta dr. So this kind of a change you would have seen when you did your class 10, sorry, class 12. So this you would have seen. So why does this r come in? Okay, so this is an example of the Jacobian. So let me just do that. So Jacobian of in terms of r and theta, let's say this transformation, where I say x is equal to x and y is equal to r sine theta, r cos theta. Suppose if I say this is x is equal to some f of so f I am using here. So let me say it is some capital F of r comma theta. So internally it represents this itself. Okay. So this is the same thing. So if I take the Jacobian matrix and look at its determinant, you will see that that it will give the same thing. So let's try that. So I will take the partial derivative of the x component. Okay. Then partial derivative with respect to t theta of the x component. Okay. And then partial derivative of, yeah, this way. Okay. So this way, when we do, we have this. So now, if I take the derivatives, if I do it correctly, this will be sine theta, this will be cos theta, this will be minus r cos theta. This will be plus r sin theta. Okay, so if I take the determinant here, if you take the determinant of this, so if you take the determinant of this, it will be actually r. So this is where this r comes in. Okay, so this you have seen already. Okay, the only difference when you come to multivariate, instead of having just the determinant, you have the absolute value of the determinant. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is that derived distribution, whatever you see here, the absolute value is the only thing that is coming in because of the probability stuff. Otherwise, this is already what you have seen before. Okay. Yeah, so this is one point that I wanted to tell before we do something new. All right. So let me just pause here and we will continue.